Hey everyone, it's Brian. Thanks for joining me somewhere outside. Today we are in Seneca Creek Backcountry here in West Virginia. Out for 3 days, 2 nights with my brother-in-law TrailBeaner, who's already made his way down the trail, so I'll get moving and catch up with him. It is Friday, about 9 a.m. Awesome weather, hiking in a little bit of fog. Gonna be an awesome trip. Bit of a rocky start to the trail. But this place is just awesome. This is part of, excuse me, Monongahela National Forest. So same national forest the Dolly Sods are in. Absolutely stunning out here. I don't think we got to worry about no landmines here. No live ordinances in this part. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, TrailBeaner. Changes in these first few miles. This forest is something special, let me tell you guys. If you've never been Monongahela National Forest in West Virginia, you need to get out here and come do some hiking. I just absolutely love this place. I mean, we was just in the dense forest, opening up in these ferns. The spruce trees, fog's lifting, beautiful blue skies. These trails are freaking awesome, guys. They're a little technical, very wet, muddy, roots, rocks. So, planning on doing a trip here. I would suggest some waterproof boots, Gore-Tex, or TrailBeaner over here is rocking the sealskin socks, so his feet are staying dry, but just give you a look. Pants and boots are just caked in mud. No complaints. Just giving you the heads up. Really awesome trails, not a lot of blowdown. everything seems to be pretty well maintained to that extent. Everything's really well marked on this Huckleberry Trail so far. Lots of blue blazes. A couple signs letting you know where the trail is, so never once have we had to check for where the trail is. It's just really well blazed, like I was saying. So it's nice that fog's lifting. It's a little warm out when you hit these open spots with the sun. I think we're pushing about 70 degrees. Beautiful day. So go figure, right as I'm talking about how well marked the trail is, this guy loses his way. You're alright there.
What's that?
You're alright there.
Yeah. I lost track of the trail there, man.
This guy. I know. I'm saying, right as I'm talking about how well blazed it is, he gets sidetracked easily.
Hey, man, that's because, you know, I don't know how you people up here do it.
Hey, man, on a serious note.
Yeah.
How do you feel about IB Tat calling you a dirty effing Mexican?
Well, you know, man, he calls it as he sees it, so can't really argue with that.
All right. And how the scenery changes. Just came down from this ridge. Just frickin' beautiful. So happy to be out here. All right, coming up to our first junction, about 4.5 miles in. So we're gonna jump off of Huckleberry Trail, 533. We're gonna head down Lumberjack. West Virginia does not disappoint. Just a freaking beautiful day out here today. So these are the trail conditions right about now. Yeah, so yeah, that's happening. That's going on right now on the Lumberjack Trail. Making things happen. Woo! Good times. These are some treacherous trails with the sinking. Then you get full, and you think you got a rock you can step on. And no, you just plunge that rock about a foot down into the bog. And that's that. All right, so here we are on the side of the Lumberjack Trail, and where we are headed right now, there was a plane crash back in 1973 where unfortunately 2 young men had passed away. From what I was able to look up and understand, the pilot was 24 years old and the passenger was only 17. They were making a run from Flint, Michigan to somewhere in Maryland, and the conditions were pretty bad, and their wings were icing up. And they were last heard from around Cleveland, Columbus area, and that was the last time anybody had heard contact from them. So, you know, it's got that nostalgic factor, if you will, considering we're talking about a plane crash that happened 45 years ago, and it's still here in the woods. But it's sad, and it's an eerie feeling. Looking at the wreckage right now, which I'll show you guys here in just a sec, but it's, you know, it's sad. Two people lost their lives here. So just any hikers coming through here, especially if you're a fellow YouTuber, you know, just show some, if I don't need it, show some respect for this area. So there you have the seats right here. So, like I was saying, guys, just have a little bit of reverence when you come down here, and understand that, you know, parents lost their sons, their children that day. It was October 31st, 1973. Alright guys, so we're back on trail up from that crash site. There's a little bit of an eerie feeling. But, you know, crazy to see a 45-year-old wreck like that in that kind of condition here, just 50 feet off the trail. But, you know, like I said, not trying to put a damper on the mood. You know, it's a good trip, and it's going to continue to be, but, you know, stuff like that matters. You know, and 2 people lose their life that day 45 years ago, and, you know, people cared about them. The pilot's name was James Watson Jr. The passenger's name was Jonathan Johnson. Watson served in the Army a year prior to that wreck, so, you know, just a further reason to show a little respect if you visit that site. I guess they both worked for Nicholson Air Service out of Cumberland, Maryland, which is where they were headed back. So, just a little bit of history for you guys. Anyways, back to this beautiful day and this awesome trail. And a little bit of fresh scat.
Not mine.
I think it's his. But at least he didn't leave his Charmin lilies floating around the forest. That's pretty cool. The way that tree's swallowing that rock up. So we are finally done with the Lumberjack Trail.
Woo!
Man, that thing was a pain. What
Yeah,
did you
man.
think?
I think I don't want to ever do that one again.
So
if I don't
glad.
have to.
I'm so glad we don't have to go back down that to get back to the trailhead. So
It was good though. Good workout.
yeah, it was challenging, that's for sure. High meadows, here we come. It just sounds pretty, so hopefully it's not sludge and bogs over ankle deep. Get off of my trekking pole. It bothers me. Does that bother anybody else? I freaking hate it when the leaves get piled up like that on my trekking poles. Oh, it drives me crazy. So we just dropped down this high meadow trail coming from Lumberjack. Bit of elevation loss. So overall we're down about 1,000 feet. We're a little bit under 3,800 and we started up at a little over 48. So finally the payoff. It's just beautiful. High Meadow Trail keeps giving. Just walked out from that cool little cascade 2 minutes ago. Man, I love West Virginia. Here we are at Seneca Creek Falls, and we got the campsite. Prime real estate if I don't say so myself. Crazy, 'cause we beat about a group of 6 to get here, and I mean 3-minute difference, you know, and we can win the hat it. It's crazy because we even decided to skip lunch and just book it to the campsite. So we got here about 3:30. It's probably about 4 o'clock right now. And I know it's probably a little bit hard to hear over this rumbling. But here's Ben setting up his hammock right by the falls. Probably kick my tent up behind these seats. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock, skip lunch, get some snacks, and I'm freaking starving, so I'm gonna get me some grub on. Cheers, everyone. And before you want to leave me a comment about my diet, come hike 10 miles with me before you tell me I don't deserve this one. I earned that. Enjoy this. Try not to be rude and talk with my mouth full. I'll check you guys in a little bit. Had a good lunch. Relaxed a little bit. Got a good old tent set up. Just gonna filter a little bit of water. Maybe throw on some coffee and sit down and relax. Jacked my knee up a little bit on that Lumberjack Trail. Going through that bog of a trail. And then right after that, the High Meadows Trail was a lot of downhill. So it was kind of just boom, boom, boom on my knee. Got it all taped up. And took some aspirin. Hopefully we'll be all right. Yeah, get me a cup of coffee on and elevate the knee a little bit and I'll be alright. So, it's been an awesome day. Just got a fantastic campsite. A little double waterfall action going. Can't beat that.
Blow on there. sleep.
Got a nice little fire
Not burning
going now. Yeah.
Fire. Water.
Alright, winding down for the night. Got a little dinner on. Cup of tea. Hang out by. Just left with a little fire with my bro. Do me this lasagna. Got a tea going on over here. Little Cheez-Its. And my sweet BB-8 Star Wars bag. You know about that. Check back with you guys for the night's sleep. Alright, that's going to be it for the night. We finished the day around 10 miles on only 3 hours of sleep. We got to the trailhead parking lot around 5 o'clock in the morning, I want to say. So we slept until about 8, hit the trail about 8:30. And yeah, knocked out those 10 miles and got to camp around 3:30 and just hung out and ate. Enjoyed a little fire. There was a group at the next campsite over that was doing some fly fishing over here, and so yeah, it was an awesome day. And pooped. Knees feeling a little bit rough, so we'll see how it feels in the morning and go from there. But nonetheless, we will enjoy ourselves. So I'm gonna pass out to the sound of these two waterfalls flowing and sleep like a baby tonight. I'll see you guys in the morning.